Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to React Indie, a road. Tonight on episode 13 of a season 4. Now, last time, Melee be meleeing around. One of the big things, I feel like I didn't even really, I feel like the situation with Melee is that they really emphasize how murder is a habit with Melee. So it really might just be as simple as Subaru started acting like a freak, and then Melee was like, I'm gonna just kill him. You know, that's maybe, as opposed to Prime Subaru or Evil Subaru, like, telling her to do specific stuff, it really could have been as simple as, like, he just started being a freak, and then she was like, dang, this kind of remind me of Homegirl Elsa. Speak of the devil. You know, something like that could be a play there. I feel like when I was editing it, I kind of, like, thought about it more and was like, and I put in a note in the middle of the episode about that as well. But, we're gonna jump into the break time first. Sorry for that, you know. Episode 12 break time, jump into it, and then we'll do the episode right after. I've heard this is an extra long episode, so we should get excited. Get yourself a drink, get yourself a snack. Also, like the video, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We're doing it early. Also, go to the Patreon. Okay, episode 12, let's jump into it in. Break time. Episode 12, break time. 3, 2, 1. Bang. Speak of the devil! What's going on? Diary of the Dark Work Sisters. Diary of the Dark Woke Sisters. Who was she jumping? One Ma Beast. Okay, that mercenary's goated. Yeah, sorry, bro. That guy actually had the bad luck. Well played. By her. Bro, Capella is so scary. Oh! Wait, this guy's bowels must have been nuts. Are you kidding me? This guy was crazy. Yo, this... Okay. Upscale to this random bodyguard. Is she, like, guilty? She feel guilty? Oh, Elsa's trying to make her feel better about it. I think that's why she was trying to hide her arm as well. Oh, cute. Whoa, it's back. That was freaky. Oh, wait, that was kind of cute. That was cute sister bonding. I just want you to remain as my little sister. Oh, yo, this is like one of those break times that I feel like could have just been an actual, like part of that backstory flashback last episode, you know? Like, this is the first mission gone wrong, gone sexual in the hood, and then Elsa's arm getting ripped off. That's cute, right? And it like, I think deepens the connection, like, deepens our understanding of Melee's connection to Elsa, you know? Where there's, like, an element of, like this is, like, an element of, like, guilt, you know? And, like, she feels like she's failed, and then Elsa had to take the brunt of it, and now she feels responsible, right? Like, that's some good, like, what's it called? That's some good energy to, like, really intensify their connection with each other, you know? It's a shame Elsa's just a freak. Well, I wouldn't say it's shame, but, like, her being able to just regrow that shit, yeah, is what it is, but... Oh, I wonder what this item was. I wonder if there's any importance to the actual mission. I'm not sure. Or, like, this random mercenary. Like, he had a little bit of sauce to him, bro. Actually chopping an arm off. That's not too bad, bro. Wait, and then one more time. Can I watch him kick the dog into her? Because that was hilarious. The Ma Beast. Get absolutely rolled and smoked, bro. Oh, frick. That's my desktop. Alright, here we go. I don't care if you see my desktop. It's not a big deal. Okay. That's cute. That was a cute thing. Okay, episode 13. 29-minute episode. Should be exciting. Double check the subtitles are correct. Alright, let's lock in. A 3, a 2, a 1. We're gonna read his book, get that intel, ruin his life. It's a good plan. I like it. I'll take that line from Ram. You little hoodwink. That's like that did kind of cross my mind because like, yeah. Let's just see what Julia says. Despite appearances, self-aware. 400 for you? Dang! Yeah, who hasn't at this point? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not like entirely sure what his state is. A very lively dead man. Well, that's probably like a good, because this is like a test tower, you know, a tower of trials and tribulations. And this is like a clever way to kind of bypass the test. You know, to like use your environment to your advantage. No OP in an extended episode? Alright, my fault. Didn't realize we were locking in this time. Do you wish you would just fight him one-on-one without having to read his weakness book? Come on, Julius, get hoodwinking with us. It's all good. What are you off to do? Oh. I'll be straight with you. No yaoi. Oh my goodness. That's that and this is this, bro. Lowland. Wait, this is so interesting actually. Because this super doesn't have the a lot of the baggage. So he's able to talk like this a lot, you know. Yes, it basically doesn't exist, bro. Bro, I'd pay good money to have a Subaru pep talk. Oh. Oh. Yeah, when you put it like that. Ooh. That's a good way to put it, yeah. Subaru is just such a pure, wonderful boy. But they're still very effective. Oh, cute, cute, cute. Oh. Yo, finally we're looking at these books though. We got any other interesting books? Was he on the first floor? Yo, what? Alright, everybody, praise Melee. We got a teacher, bro. It's positive affirmations. Yes, we're teaching her. Ow. Ow, cute. Okay. Yeah. It's a good theory, though. Being smart. Ram is in charge of verbal abuse. Oh, he's clocking it. Beatrice is also in charge of being cute. Yeah, defaults to super. Makes a lot of sense. Verbal abuse. She's doing her role. Shaola. A Shaola. A Shaola. Bro. Thank you. Thank you, battery. Yo, I'm scared of this book. This book's about to give us so much deep lore. Or we're gonna open it and then Reed's just gonna, like, cut through the memories of the book and stab Subaru. Think about it. He's so powerful, even the memories in his book attack people. You can have dinner without me. Alright, Dad, come home with milk, please. The tunnel! Okay, so this is the tunnel. Okay, so the end of the OP has this exact tunnel. Oh, goodness. Who are we about to meet? Are we gonna see Rem here? Because we saw Rem here in the end of the OP. If I remember correctly. We're in, like, the memory space or something. Are we gonna see Prime Subaru here? Evil Subaru? I just don't think it is. Whose voice is that? Are you Gluttony? You're Gluttony. You're Gluttony, right? I forget your name. I could look. You're the triplet. Lonely White Final Resting Place. What do you mean final resting place? The Cradle od Logna? Am I trapped here? How are you here? Okay. You got the other ones? Are they about to jump in, or is it just you here? Rui. Welcome back. Are you about to jump us? What do you mean? Hello? Oh my goodness, he's so unaware. He doesn't even know what the witch cult is. I can't believe that. Subaru! You are an evildoer. Hey, you called yourself an evildoer. What do you mean? That's not on Subi Wooby. Put some respect on my boy. Dang, she is short. Few too many egos. Like dissociative identity disorder? Is it because you always be munching on egos? So you got like a million egos up in there? Or do you just mean like the three of you? Okay, so you are the youngest. And they give you the gifts of egos? Like more of them? Oh, that's cruel to say. Oh, that was rude. Yeah, detach! Yo, why are you bringing that up? Did you... Okay, so did she intercept Prime Subaru when he was doing book stuff, somehow? Because it sounds like she munched those memories, and now she knows them. Oh, she just used the phrase that he used on Melee against him. Subaru, lock in, lock in, lock in. Your emotional soul, come on. Why is she doing that? Ow! Real? Real? I don't know you. Ow! You good? Filtered. Filtered. This is the dirty water? Okay. You calling Prime Subaru grime? Yo, put that tongue back in your mouth. It was like a frog tongue. 3 frogs stacked on top of each other. The 3 gluttonies are the 3 frogs. It all connects. No! Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. So did the gluttonies infiltrate the tower or something? So it sounds like it wasn't even necessarily the tower's intention, but rather that, like, they're in, like, a virus and, like, have messed around with the, like, they've infiltrated the corridor of memories and, like, can intercept people that are using the books because they're interfacing with other souls, and so they've somehow, like, gotten into the Odd Lagana or whatever. Are we getting... Oh, no. Yo, how did they get past the tower defenses? Oh, no. Wait, how, though? Oh, we're dead if they got, like, 50 of those guys. Those guys are the scariest mob beasts I've ever seen. Oh, Charlotte, get flicking. Oh, shit, that's cool. Actual tower defense. Made a mobile game called The Tower. Y'all seen that ad before?
I'm the developer of the game, The Tower. I wanted to make a tower defense game that had nearly...
That's Shaula right now. Brrr! Shaula. Shaula downscale? At least these birds don't know how to fly upwards. Okay, that's bad. Yo, Melee, Melee! Can we get Melee out here to drop some Melee command calls? Is that a gluttony? What was that? You didn't have to touch her titty. It's a gluttony! How did y'all get in here? Oh, shit. Oh, she said that, or he said that because he's got Rem's memory, right? Which is probably why the other day when Rem appeared... Oh, I gotta rewatch that scene. Oh, goodness. So we're getting jumped IRL by the gluttonies, and then also mind jumped. Back, back, back! We're an infinite feast for the gluttonies? Infinite gluttony feast. Well, and the problem is if she ate Prime Subaru, then she knows so much stuff right now. That makes them so dangerous. Yo, relax. Gluttony! Yo, we're gonna catch a case! Get her off, get her off, get her off! Appetite and lust? Do not, no, 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 no! Subaru, no! I know that, You gotta also dismount. You also gotta, okay. Hit her with the, I can't say ground and pound. Just start killing her. Yes? Yeah, I'm fine with that. Yo! The man you are now will die. I get what you're saying, but... No, you'll just be both. You'll be both. You can be both. It's fine. She's trying to get in your head, bro. It's a bluff. It's 2 selves merging. It's not like an overwrite. I get what you're saying, though. I get what you're saying. It's a good argument. It is a good argument. Is she trying to convince him that, like, the Subaru you are now can do a better job? I feel like she's actually quoting his mind. Oh boy, she's getting him. Valid. Well, good read. Honestly, good read. Oh, the fade. That was a good fade. Oh, well played. He has to learn to, like, trust the other him that he only knows by what she's saying, right? And be willing to, like, merge with him. Like, that's so scary. You gotta relax, dude. He has kind of been locking in, but I don't want to sacrifice Prime Subaru. Subaru, come on. True self-love would be to accept Prime Subaru. Oh no. His love for them makes it so he doesn't want to merge with Prime Subaru. Ew, she drinking his tears. Thank you, Charlotte finally making some moves happen. Oh, they are trying to fly in. Dang. Julius is having to fight a bunch of those scary centaurs. Amelia v Gluttony. There's still another Gluttony that's missing, bro. How do they control so many of those beasts? Oh, Subi Wooby. No, Subi Wooby. It's like, it's such a good parallel to Return by Death. Kill him? No, don't kill Prime Subaru! No! No, he's my boy! Subi Wooby, bro, you're stressing me out. Oh shit, is that Prime Subaru walking up, my boy? Are we about to have two Subarus meet in the Hall of Memories, bro? Oh, it's a little shadow, it's ephemeral. He's having to face himself. Is that even gonna be him? Yo, this is peak. No, Prime Subaru's gonna make a good move here. Huh? Oh shit, what's up? Yo, what's up, Rem? Oh, that's fine, I'm cool with that. She's about to come in with the most insane, you can choose both? Come on. Come on, Clutch. Come on, Clutch! First time he's seeing her, by the way. Nubaru. Thank you! Yes! Oh, dang, she could have scolded him a bit. Honestly, deserved. He's tweaking. He's tweaking. Whip him into shape a bit. He doesn't even know who she is. That's so funny. Come on, Subaru. I agree. He's got to stand up. Up! Up, Subaru, up! Stand! Gluttony's, yeah, I think, not even here. Did she despawn a little bit? Rem presence overwrote? Oh, cute. Yo, what's up, Rem? Hey, the mission's never changed, bro. All equal all. Yourself! Oh! Oh, even the stranger closest to you, even Natsuki Subaru, you gotta save. True. Well said. Oh my goodness, perfect counter. Because you saved me. Because you already have. Come on, bro. I have full faith in him too, bro. Oh, what? No. Oh, my divine boy. Oh, is this like a star pattern thing? Wait, is that like a star constellation? Whoa, what's going on there? Oh my goodness, the soul tempering. That was the soul tempering right there. It was all for that. Whatever that was. Oh no, that was a little bit ominous. What does that mean? Yeah, no. We're not doing none of that. Yeah, come on. Yeah, this is the what is he called? The Lollymancer, the little girl user. He's not about to get used by his tools, okay? By his pawns. That's a cool way to phrase it. That's what really well said. Oh, she wanted another meal. She's trying to like factory farm Subaru. This is just farming. Oh my goodness, he's like a pig in a slaughterhouse. The tower is just a giant slaughterhouse for gluttony. That is so brutal. Okay. You're like burdened by gluttony? What are you trying to say? Wow. She's just looking for happiness in her own way, but like her own way has become just gluttony. Hey, it's clearly not working. Yeah, extraordinarily well said. They're not real? That does sound like Subaru Woobaroo. Yeah, he's very unique in that way. He gets do-overs. I kind of pity her. She's just hungry, bro. And she's clearly like so broken and like twisted. Well said. You Dine and Dasher is crazy. Dine and Dasher is crazy. Is that the end of the episode? Dude, this episode went fast. No. Whoa. Oh, name dropped his parents. That's that and this is this, bro. Yep. Yeah, you weren't ready for the Soul Realm, dude. Okay, so I kind of was right that this was the Soul Realm, but I put a lot more faith in Prime Super than he probably deserved. Hey, can we get that lore about, the guy the exit? We still need to learn about, fucking Reed, dude. Like... But that also means she's in there. We've confirmed that she's in here, which means we can bring her out. Oh, dude, that's my Subi Wooby! More. She's tweaking. She's tweaking. She's... Ew, is this when she was munching on Prime Subaru? What? I don't even know what I'm looking at. Oh, what? No. She's vomiting up some memories about dearness or something. She gave some stuff up to... Is she like puking? Was that the equivalent of puking so that she could keep eating? Which like royal people used to do, right? They'd have a feast, puke, keep eating. Ultimate gluttony. Dude! Okay, this episode was fire. Oh my goodness, bro. So many bangers. Oh, put that thing away! She was a freak! She was a freak. Dude, what is going on? Bro. She was putting some weird energy into this, bro. Like, her, like, crawling on top of him. Like, Subaru, bro, this is not good. There's gonna be allegations, Subaru. You gotta think about the branding, Subaru. This ain't good for the Subaru brand. Alright, we already gotta fight off little girl user, okay? We can't be letting her do this, bro. Not good. Not good. Also, Rem finally coming back and spit immediately. You know what I really like? I like how she came in and she was like, yo, stand your ass up, right? Like, her immediately being more stern like that was honestly, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just refreshing. It's just refreshing. It makes me think of Ram's verbal abuse, but, like, instead of it being verbal abuse, it's, like, actually good. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, this is, like, that tough love. You know what I mean? Oh, man. I think my favorite part of this entire episode, also, like, appetite and lust are very similar as she's on top of him like this. Subaru, bro. Like, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, bro. This is not good. This is mucked up. We want to savor the taste of you until our stomach bursts. We think appetite and lust are very similar, and lust means love, right? In other words, we love you. Ooh, that's a good, okay, there's a good line here, right? And lust means love. In other words, we love you, mister. This reminds me of, like, Capella and, like, Love and Lust. I feel like, or, like, just generally, or, like, Satela, right? And her, like, obsession with Subaru kind of having, like, a love element mixed in, right? This is just, I feel like there's this really broad theme of love that is constantly being approached from different angles. And so here we're getting, Rui's, perspective on love as well, you know? And, like, the gluttony perspective of love, which here is pretty much just, like, it's like, what, I want to taste you, I want to be, like, have your memories, appetite and lust, like, appetitive, I think that's the word, appetitive love, that's interesting, you know? I'm trying to think, like, what is love? Baby don't hurt me no more. I mean, I'm kind of feeling like, I don't know, well, because it's like love versus something you consume, right? Like, I think it can feel that way, where it's like, if you really, but, like, I think a better word than love is, like, obsession, where it's like, I want to always be around you, I want to, like, soak up your presence, I want to, like, eat your memories, you know, like, they're all, it's very much like a, like, I'm gonna drop a bar. If you love me, let me go, oh, you know, that song, right? That whole thing about how, like, loving something isn't picking the flower, it's letting the flower blossom. Like, loving something sometimes can mean letting go of it and, like, letting it be itself. Like, much in the same way that, like parents should love their kids, and as part of that, the kids become adults and they leave the nest, right? The baby bird leaves the nest, and right? And so if you keep the bird in the nest forever, then you're, like, clipping its wings, and how could we call that love? So, like, the way that gluttony's perspective is like, it's like, feed me, I want to consume you, please let us eat the fill of your life, right? Like, that is, I think a very twisted sense of love, you know, where she's saying stuff like, your life belongs to us, right? It's possessive. That's the word. It's a very possessive, corrupted idea of love. So it's cool that they're continually, I feel like that is such a big, broad theme, a BBT, a big, broad theme of all of ReZero throughout like all the seasons has just been like, what is love, right? And we're constantly like coming at it from different angles with different characters, and especially I feel like the Sins and the witches constantly are having like talks about this, and so it's cool that we get Gluttony's perspective here as I think very like consumptive, you know. And I mean it's tough, like I think of like I don't know, it's interesting. Consumption is such an interesting, you know, because there's like an intersection with like consumerism. You know, we live in such like a consumerist culture that we're always like buying things and consuming things, you know. And so I feel like a lot of people confuse this kind of possessive, like consumptive things that you care about as like a love, when I don't think that's a healthy form of love at all. So that's a really cool element I'm glad they just overall were like checking out here. This whole like Hall of Memories thing was also really cool. We didn't get any information, but now we're getting jumped by Gluttony. This makes me think, so like plot element wise, what's going on with the smoke and like all of that? I mean, the smoke makes me think Satela. Maybe it's like that the Gluttonies every single loop have been like jumping the squad whenever Subaru's been like tweaking out. Maybe is it ever that the Gluttonies, because they intercepted an 8 Prime Subaru, that they're able to like tap in? So it's like one of the Gluttonies is just in Subaru, right? There's 3 Gluttonies, right? There's Gluttony in the Hall of Memories here, who I think intercepted Prime Subaru when he was reading a book, and then 8 Prime Subaru, or like in some way, whatever was going on with these little bits of flashbacks, like intercepted Prime Subaru. Then there's the Gluttony that's physically leading all the mobbies in and is currently fighting Amelia. There's the third, though, that I don't think we've seen. My guess is that it's within Subaru, right? That when in the hall here, whatever they call it, the Hall of Memories, in this location, that one of the Gluttonies went inside Subaru, and that's why we have evil Subaru. That's just one of the Gluttonies. That is also, they're able to talk as if they kind of were Subaru in a sense, because they're like an infection, you know? It's a tapeworm. Bro, we have the Gluttony that's physically eating Subaru and physically eating people. And then we have the Gluttony in the memory space. We have the metaphorical Gluttony. And then we have the tapeworm parasitic Gluttony. That's my guess for where the third one is, right? And that's just evil Subaru. So we gotta pull that out of us, you know? And this is probably just as a result of Subaru reading a book. Could have been anyone's book. But maybe he was even like, imagine if he specifically read like a Gluttony book. But there's no way, because all the Gluttonies, oh, did any of the Gluttonies die last season? I have written down Gluttony, 3 of them. We got Lai, Roy, and Rui. I mean, we fought the Gluttonies. I don't think we killed any of them. Oh my goodness, my memory, I'm kind of blanking, though. Maybe that's something I should check. Maybe that memory got eaten by the Gluttonies, bro. But like, either way, they definitely intercepted somehow, whether the Subaru was reading one of their books specifically. Because the idea is, like, if you could read one of their books, it'd be a good target because they're the ones that kind of did the stuff with Rem. So it'd be good to figure out that piece of knowledge. But also, we could have been reading any book, because here we saw that Rui was able to intercept him when he was reading a book that didn't have to do with the Gluttonies. So that's not even, like, necessary. So I'll need to clarify that myself, but the point stands either way. So that's, I think, what's literally happening, which means that it's not Flugel's fault, and we don't have to blame the tower specifically. But, I don't know, we were talking about the tower. Do we just fully blame the Gluttonies, or is there any more to be figured out? Because it is really easy to blame the Gluttonies here. Yeah. But also, like, how did they get here? Did they just follow us? That's concerning. And I guess you could have been eaten eating memories is such an OP thing, because it's just so good for information gathering, right? And so, like, especially with them having obtained, like, eaten Prime Subaru's memories and being able to say how Prime Subaru felt about the different characters in the party, that was brutal. That was brutal to see. And, like, seeing some of those voice lines, like, she's, of course, putting a little bit of extra sauce on them, but I think it is, like, pretty valid, right? Like, and it was honestly kind of fun to, like, maybe even read into a little bit, you know? It's been a while, sister. Oh, brutal. Oh, brutal. But yeah, like, what happens in here doesn't make it outside. Yuck. Yuck. But yeah, I want to see, where were some of those lines? Right here. So this was when she was basically saying, like, you're gonna lose the person you are, depending on what you do with the other Subaru. She's trying to split them so she can eat the new Subaru, by getting new Subaru to forsake Prime Subaru. That's what's going on, like, literally. And then some of the ways that she's doing that is trying to bring out the most, like, dark or, like, corrupted or, like, bad nasty thoughts that Prime Subaru's had about the different party members to take advantage of Nubaru's positive relationships with them in order to like separate him, right? She's trying to weaponize self-hatred basically, but self-hatred's funny because it's Nubaru to Prime Subaru, which is like that separation of self, but it's still like his self, right? But it's like a separate self. So it's still like self-hatred though. You get what I mean? And so she's trying to like weaponize Subaru's self-hatred to get him to forsake himself. And then it really takes Rem to come in and be like, bro, you're my hero, lock the frick in. Which is a clutch, because this is a Rem that he doesn't know, but he's aware that Rem knows Prime Subaru. So if Rem feels this way about him, then he can only imagine how Rem feels about Prime Subaru, and of course he's going to be a lot more like accepting of Prime Subaru in that case. That's awesome. But yeah, some of these lines. Poor Amelia, just because she happened to look like the witch of old, everyone avoids her. The poor girl, how kind I am for wanting to be by her side. Ugh. Right? Where it's like, she's basically saying like, you're like selfishly upscaling your own sense of superiority by surrounding yourself with like people that you look down on in this way. Or like, you're just using other people to prop yourself up. I mean, like, I'm trying to think of like an analogy. It'd be like if you like hang out with somebody that you think is like really low on this. Ooh, like think of like a popular person. Like think like school, right? Like high school. Think of like a popular group, like adopting somebody that's really low on the social hierarchy as a way of being like, oh, this person loves us. Like we're such good friends with them. And they're just doing that as a way to like prop themselves up and make themselves like morally feel good. But they're not necessarily addressing how they're inherently looking down on this other person by using them as a way to prop themselves up, right? So it's like, it's pity, right? It's like that Rui is basically accusing Prime Subaru. Well, she's using Prime Subaru's memories, hypothetically, right? So I'll assume that she's being truthful to what the memories actually are, which is an assumption. But she's basically saying that Prime Subaru, like, pities these other people and uses and surrounds himself with them to prop himself up, you know? And gets drunk on the pleasure of playing savior, right? Ew. Well, okay, my thing is, like, what's wrong with that, right? Like, I think it's okay to get drunk on the pleasure of playing savior as long as you're actually playing savior, right? As long as you actually are the savior, right? Like, what's wrong with feeling good about doing good things? You know, that's a way that, like, the way that I've approached this, which it's, because this is a big question. It's like selfish versus selfless, right? And this is something you could also apply to Rui as she's like consuming, right? And how like her love is a very selfish form of love, which is why it's a bad form of love. Because it's consumptive, it's taking, right? It's a selfless form of love would be the one that lets the person you love go. It'd be not plucking the flower. It'd be letting the bird leave the nest, right? And so all of that, I think, also kind of applies. It's like she's kind of accusing Prime Subaru of doing the same, where it's like, oh, you have this like selfish attachment to these other people. You're propping yourself up. You're playing savior. The way that I kind of think of it is like, it's not wrong. Like. And this is going to sound like it contradicts what I'm saying, but I think there's a nuance where, like, everything we do is always selfish, right? Because everything you do because you want to do it. Sit with that for a minute. Hit the left arrow key or, like, double tap on the left side of your screen. Listen to that shit again, okay? Everything you want to do, you do because you want to do it. Or everything you do because you want to, you know? There's no way to escape that. I think that's just human condition inherent, right? Anything you do, you're always going to do because you want to. And so even when you love somebody else, or like, let's say like a selfless action, like donating to charity, you're donating charity because you want to donate to charity. So you're fulfilling the appetite or whatever, that desire you have within yourself to be charitable or to donate, that desire you have and you're filling it. However, that doesn't mean that all your desires are corrupt. And that doesn't mean we want to throw the baby out with the bathwater and give up the distinction between selfish and selfless, right? I think you can accept that everything you do is always going to be motivated by self-interest, but then you can still look at your self-interests, look at your desires, right? Parse them, confront them, kind of manipulate them, guide them into being good to other people. You can still approach your own desires morally. You can still approach them with rationality, right? Even if you accept that everything is selfish, right? That there is a part of you that enjoys playing savior, that there is a part of you that wants to consume or whatever. Even if you accept the desirous part of your life, that doesn't mean that you just throw out all morality and like all rationality. You know what I mean? You can still be somebody that like tries to help other people, you know? You don't have to be disgusted with that part of yourself that desires, right? The selfish part of yourself that underlines every single action you've ever taken. That's not something to be disgusted by. That's not something to feel shame by. That's what Ruby's trying to do to Subaru. She's trying to make Subaru feel shame for that internal, like, him desiring what he's doing, right? That sense of superiority. She's trying to shame him for that and like bring out his own self-hatred for that. I don't think he should hate himself for this. At the same time, though, it is important to check yourself. It is important to be like, am I kind of like being like narcissistic, or like, you know, do I have a sense of superiority that's like perverting some of my relationships? You can still check that, right? That's not to say that there's nothing going on here. She's not like there is a truth to what's going on, you know, but I don't think you should approach that with self-hatred or with shame. You should just be like, oh, what is my relationship to these other people? Am I treating them well, right? And if you're approaching other relationships with a sense of superiority, the negative consequence is if that approach is perverting the way you interact with them and like kind of worsening the relationship and making them feel bad, right? That's the risk. That's the downside. But to enjoy being a good person, I don't think is wrong. I think that's okay. But the important part is that that doesn't mean you just give up and you stop thinking about being a good person. You still gotta like confront it and like deal with it and constantly like be internally introspecting and checking on yourself. You know, that's where like the nuance is, right? Where you shouldn't feel shame, but that doesn't mean you should give up on the project of the self. You should always be working on yourself, right? But yeah, like this is exactly that entire dichotomy, right? That back and forth, that relationship that a person has with themselves and a person has with their own desires is what Ruby is weaponizing against Subaru, you know? And the way that she uses shame and self-hatred is actually what almost breaks Subaru apart. That almost destroys Subaru, right? Don't you see? That's the risk. That, like, she's trying to use his self-hatred to destroy him, right? Because self-hatred destroys you, right? Apply this to your own life. This is not just for fun, y'all. Like, Subaru is the human condition, bro. And the human condition is Subaru, okay? This is important, you know? So, like, that's why I love this scene so much. This scene shows an antagonist weaponizing his self-hatred against himself to try to get him to, like, cast himself away, you know? And, like, try to cut out his previous iteration of himself, you know? Which would be similar to, like, somebody avoiding the person they've been in most of their life and suppressing, like imagine, like, all, like, something, like, embarrassing you used to do. It'd be like trying to cut that out of you and suppress it forever. Bro, you can't suppress it forever. You gotta face your own demons, okay? You gotta face your own demons and then and do it with grace and with care, because you're worth investing into. Much in the same way that it's worthwhile for Nubaru to invest in Prime Subaru and not cut himself off from it. In the same way that we need to invest in ourselves and, like, accept ourselves, Subaru is learning to accept himself, his self of Prime Subaru. That's the journey, bro. That's the soul tempering. That's what we're talking about, bro. So he's approaching a new level of, like, self-affirmation that otherwise is not possible, especially with Return by Death. There is such a good parallel between this and Return by Death, because Return by Death, he lives all these different lives, but he's always, like, this same agent. This is forcing, like, giving him a way that he can die despite Return by Death, because, of course, like, what are you without your memories and stuff? And it's almost even, like, confusing him, saying, like, you're gonna die. That's what she's saying, is you're gonna die. You're gonna die if you accept this part of yourself, right? You're gonna be overwritten by them. And it's like, that's what she's weaponizing. That's so scary, you know? But, like, it's not death, bro. Like, it's I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna cite Heraclitus, the goat, ancient Greek, pre-Socratic. No man steps in the same river twice, for it is not the same river, nor the same man. Sit with that for a moment. Subaru is an example of that ancient Greek phrase, and I'm tired of pretending he's not. No Subaru steps in the same hall of memories twice, for it is not the same Subaru nor the same hall of memories. You kind of get what I'm going for here? Like, Subaru has become a new Subaru. Nubaru has become a new Subaru. And the question is, what is Nubaru's relationship to Prime Subaru, you know? But in much the same way that every moment of our lives, we're constantly changing and reinventing. We can't step in the same river twice, because even as much as the river changes, so too do we change, you know? And that's the relationship Subaru's having, where he is able, of course, due to magic and due to the whole, like, soul stuff going on, he's able to kind of look at the previous version of himself that he has changed from, right? That separated version of himself. He's able to look at that and question, do I want to accept that part of him? he needs to accept it just like we need to accept that we're always changing, right? Like, to accept that we're always changing, in a sense, does kill the you that you were yesterday, or the you that you were a moment ago. But that's just how it is. We're always changing, you know? Change is inevitable, and that's okay. All right? You're not going to be the same person tomorrow as you were today. And why would you want to be? You keep growing. It's awesome. It can be a good thing. And so, like, that relationship that Prime Subaru is forcefully having to confront, or that Nubaru is forcefully having to confront with Prime Subaru about accepting how he has changed, you know, is something that we also need to do, much like Heraclitus said in ancient Greek history. You know what I mean? That shit is hard as fuck. Of course, though, there's also, like, that's why I kept trying to emphasize merging, because, like, Rui was basically saying, like, you have to kill him, and if you don't kill him, he's gonna kill you, because he's gonna overwrite you. And, like, there is a truth to that, because, like, if he locks in and, like, merges with Prime Subaru, the Subaru that comes out of that is gonna be different than this Subaru, right? But, like, yo, bro, just much the same way, if you introspect, if you internalize, look inward, and you feel like there's some part of yourself that you haven't interacted with in a long time, if you internalize that part of yourself and, like, approach it and accept it and integrate with it, then it's going to be the same situation. The you that comes out of that process is going to be a different you. And that's okay. That's the point, right? Exactly, Subaru. This is not a bug, it's a feature. You know what I mean? That's why you shouldn't kill him. You shouldn't ever kill yourself. You see the funny thing about that? Kill him now, kill him now. You must kill Natsuki Subaru. That is a form of him killing his self, right? And it's like almost like suicidal in a weird, like, different way, you know? Not like in a literal death way, but it is kind of the equivalent, like a equivalent to suicide, you know? And that's why you should not do it. You should accept yourself. You should integrate with yourself. You should confront yourself, right? And you shouldn't do it with self-hatred or shame, because self-hatred and shame will lead you to what Rui is saying. It will lead you to saying, kill him, kill him, kill him. And you shouldn't do that. You deserve better, right? It's a bug, it's a feature, not a bug. And this line from Rem is perfect. Perfect. Why are you trying to choose one or the other? Exactly. It's both, you know? That's what it is to, like, accept yourself. It's not to kill the person you were. It's to become one with the person, like, it's to become one with all of you, you know? It's to integrate. It's to assemble. It's to assimilate. And what are you so afraid of? It's you. You're the person closest to yourself, right? Your own love is the thing closest to yourself, right? It's literally, bro, I did this literally yesterday in a different video. It's that right there. I'm gonna grab it. I don't even give a frick, man. Right? This is the mantra, bro. It's from Oat Milk Lady, I'm pretty sure, from Instagram. The love I craved was within me all along. What a privilege it is to experience my own love endlessly. Bro, there's nothing to be afraid of except for yourself. And, like, why should you be afraid of yourself, bro? You're awesome, all right? Love yourself now. The love is within you, you know? And that's what, like, Prime Subaru, I think, is having to be confronted with here, which is so beautiful. It's a beautiful lesson, right? And Rem, of course, no man's an island, okay? That doesn't mean that the journey of introspection is one that you should handle alone, all right? Self-care is hard. To love yourself can be really, really, really hard. I think everyone should, but that doesn't mean that you can't, you know, have a little help from your friends. That's why Rem coming in and saying, up, stand up, you're my hero, go save them all. Everything, everyone, yourself, right? I like to think that the first thing you should save is always yourself. Because once you save yourself, then you're going to be in a better situation to have a stronger foundation to then go forth and save others, right? It's that line of, like, on an airplane, if the airplane starts to crash, put your own life oxygen mask on first and then help other people with theirs, right? Like, light your own fire in your own heart, and then you'll have that fire that will be so much easier to spread unto others, right? And so the way that Rem includes yourself in this line, even the stranger closest to you. Ooh, and that's a good line too. Yo, talk about that, man. Even the stranger closest to you. Ironically, the stranger closest to Subaru that's being referenced is Subaru, right? Like, that does a really good job of actually pointing out how self-knowledge can be obscured, obfuscated, you know? That, like, this journey of introspection and self-acceptance and internalizing, right? Sometimes that can feel like you're interacting with a stranger, you know? Like, it's ironic that, like, I don't know myself perfectly. Fuck, I bear, like, imagine, like, like, I don't know other people as well as I could. I know some people pretty well, you know, but I don't know people perfectly. Hell, I don't know myself perfectly. And you don't know yourself perfectly, you know? And there's elements of yourself, of your human condition, that, like, can only be learned by throwing yourself into new environments, right? And so, in a way, you kind of are your own stranger closest to yourself. Because there's elements of yourself that you don't know. Like, why exactly do you feel XYZ? Where do all your feelings come from? Blah, 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 blah. And you can put it into language, into words, but words aren't perfect. Like, the word happiness cannot perfectly capture the emotion of happiness, right? And we can put them into poems and sonnets and songs and stories, and we can approach it, but it's so hard. You can never perfectly capture anything, especially with language, right? Language is deeply flawed all the time. So in that way, you're always going to kind of be a stranger to yourself a little bit, bro. But, like, that's okay, right? That means you always have something to learn. And the journey of learning about yourself can be really beautiful and awesome. Even the stranger closest to you, right? That is such a cool way. That's, like, yourself and the stranger closest to you, which is also kind of another version of yourself that you don't know yet. You know? Do you seriously think I can? You can. Because why? Tell me why you think so. In your own words, tell me. Because Subaru, you're my hero. Bro. Chat, you're my hero, okay? It's the same conversation. What Remby's saying to Subaru is what we all gotta be saying to ourselves and to each other. You know what I mean? As opposed to what Rui is saying. Rui's basically saying, kill yourself now, lightning bolt. Your memories have zero purpose. Kill yourself now, right? That's what she's saying, and it's a bad argument. It's sick, twisted talk. Subaru is right. It's trying to tear apart Natsuki Subaru and Natsuki Subaru. And we should be connecting. We should be bringing together. We should not be tearing apart, bro. This is such a good episode. This is one of the best episodes, bro, of ReZero. Like, I love this episode, bro. The actual, like, theme it's approaching here, it does in such a cool way. And then, like, the gluttonies attacking are also pretty cool, you know? And were, you know, fun to engage with. Though I still think that did they, like, maybe, like, let Satela out, right? Because we know that Satela is, like, imprisoned here or something. There's, like, something crazy going on there. And so maybe, did they, like, is that what the smoke was? They, like, came in and then let Satela out after, like, causing their own problems? That's kind of the vibe I got. But now Super's going to be able to be helpful here, right? He's able to snap out and hopefully help with the nonsense happening. You know? Yeah. Oh, man. Some of these other lines, too. How kind I am for wanting to be by her side. That weak, fragile Beatrice, that lonely girl who spent all her time alone with no one to rely on. I must be the one to take her on stand. Yeah, like the savior complex, you know? Because, you know, that doesn't mean the work's done, though. We still want to, like, we want to look that savior complex, if it's there, which it sounds like it might be to a degree. We want to look that in its face, and we want to hold its hand and listen to what it's trying to tell us and internalize that, too, right? Confront it, deal with it, parse through it, all right? The project's never complete. But it's fun to work on the project. What else are we going to do with our time, bro? Yeah. Do you really intend to hand over the self you are now to that Natsuki Subaru? Oh, that's so cool. It's like an ego death kind of thing, right? Where it's like, he's got the different egos, and it feels like they're battling with each other to take control. I mean, I've had an experience very, very personally that's, like, kind of like this, where I've had, like, I've said before that this experience I had, it was, like, a very deep, like meditative thing I had, like, some deep introspection, like, confront your demons type shit. And it was tough. It was one of the most difficult, like, experiences in my life, low-key, not even trolling. And a big component of that was, like, what it felt like is that I died, was reborn, and then killed myself. That's, like, the funny way that I put it to, like, sound dramatic. That's what it felt like was going on inside my soul or whatever. But what I've come to, like, the place that I've arrived at after this experience, which is extremely difficult to go through, was, it's not like that first ego didn't die. It kind of died. It did die, but it came back, and I can knit it back together with the new ego, right? Like, these different selves that I felt like I had to battle with, I ended up in that same position where it's like I wanted to bring them all together and find where they can intersect, because they're all me, and I'm not my enemy, you know? Like, I don't have to be my enemy. You don't have to treat yourself like an enemy, right? Ironically, if there's anything you have control over, it's yourself. So why would you ever treat yourself poorly, right? It just doesn't make logical sense, you know? And so, like, I think knitting it together is always the best option, even in kind of like a bigger, like, ego death kind of way, you know? You should internalize, accept, find where they connect, because they already do connect. It's already all in your skull somewhere. So you just gotta like parse that connection yourself, right? Oh man, what a good episode. Other stuff this episode worth talking about. That Julius talk in the beginning was cool. I like that quite a bit. W Yowie. I really like how like this conversation between them. It really is crazy how like Prime Nubaru doesn't have a lot of the baggage towards Julius that Prime Subaru does. Not that Prime Subaru like he's been getting better about that. There's been a lot of like dialogue between them about that, but like Nubaru talking with him, it feels like strangely like pure or something, you know? Like he's very kind of direct. And there's a little bit less of that like baggage we can feel in the performance, which is cool, super cool to see. Because I think that's a very like, well, I think in that way, like Nubaru's interactions with Julius, if we can merge together Nubaru and Prime Subaru, then he'll have two different perspectives by which he's seen Julius, right? He'll have two different selves by which he can view all of his relationships, right? And it's like your eyes, bro. If you're covering one eye, you limit your depth perception. You have a worse way of perceiving the world. It's when you have two perspectives, two eyes, that you're able to get a more complete picture at what you're looking at, right? And so in that same way, Nubaru and Prime Subaru can be two different perspectives by which he views his relationships and his life, right? And that'll give him a more dynamic, more complete image, you know? It almost feels like some sort of like normal self versus higher self, where it's like you can kind of like have a different self, a different perspective in your own head of how you view the world, and you can switch between the two perspectives in order to get a more complete view of the world around you and of reality and of your relationships, right? And I feel like the interaction with Julius here does show one of those perspectives in a really cool way, which just then makes it all the more exciting to imagine if we can merge these two together, and how complete a view Subaru will have towards his relationship with Julius because of those multiple perspectives getting mixed together, you know? Your words are idealistic and lacking concreteness. But that's that, and this is this. I also love this quote. Reminds me of my boy Lowland/Roland in Library of Runa. Shout out the Project Moon series. I got that full thing on my channel. Go check my playlist. Yo, what I'm talking about, bro. Like the video, bro. Subscribe right now. Hit the notification bell so you can see these videos each week, bro. I try to drop them ReZero. I try to be quick about it. Check out the Patreon if you want to support me. I got all sorts of stuff. Early access there. All sorts of stuff. Otherwise, anything else for this episode I want to talk about? I feel like that, I really, really love the topics that they brought up here. And this whole hallway thing, too. I also really like that, like, you know, it feels good when some of the theories you've had are, like, kind of right, but then also kind of wrong. Because then you get to be, like, kind of surprised, but also be like, oh, I'm on the right track. I was getting a lot of that this episode with being in this Hall of Memories thing. That was definitely working for me. Yeah. Also, hey, can we get Prime Subaru back? I mean, Rem walking up like that means that Prime Subaru be in here somewhere, bro. Also, why her tongue like that, bro? Gluttony just gives you a crazy tongue like that? Low-key chat, do I got that gluttony tongue? Nah? I'm telling you, bro. I'm gluttonous. Right here. Gluttonous. Gluttonous. Okay, what's happening? Okay. Anyways, anything else in this episode? Try loving yourself more seriously, more diligently, more genuinely. Bro. Well, and she's even kind of like using self-love as a weapon too, right? Where she's saying like, try loving yourself more. She's like trying to say like, try loving yourself, like this self more. But he should love all of his selves. Self-love should be complete and extended towards all parts of yourself, not isolated to any one fragment. Because if you only love one fragment of yourself, you're hating the rest of you, which is bad. Because you should love yourself. You know what I mean? So it's actually cool how she's using loving yourself in a perverted way to kind of like try to trick him using self-love. Where it's like, but to only love one part of yourself is to hate your other parts, you know? And his things of like, I want to be with them more. Like, see how it starts working, right? It's like weaponizing his love and his relationships. But you don't have to abandon those other love and relationships when you're like reaching this new stage of enlightenment, Subaru. Your new level of soul tempering. You don't have to abandon those relationships that you've had. You're just gaining new perspectives, which is an even more complete experience, which is goated. And she just want to eat each fragment, bro. She's just trying to factory farm you. But we're using her farming methods to farm our own soul XP. Get farmed. Oh my god, lol. My life belongs to me. Talk about it. On to the next, bro. I think that's a good spot for this episode. Really, really good ReZero episode, bro. I'm excited, bro. Second episode of the new core, and it's already this banger. Oh, we're having another goated season? Bro, that's what I like to see. But On to the next episode. Next week should be exciting. Of course. If you like the video, subscribe. If you're new, blah, blah, blah. Comment down below if you have anything to say, or join the Discord and talk to me or the ReZero fans there. Link in the description as well as some other links, Go follow me on Twitch too. Give me a little bit of that live. I be live streaming and shit. You know how it goes. But until then, until the next episode, that is all I've got for you tonight. I will be seeing you then. Peace.